Nutrition is without a shadow of a doubt an aspect absolutely essential and vital to the performance, recovery, general health upkeep, disease and ailment prevention and mental health management. But an aspect undoubtedly concealed in anecdotal misinformation by individuals and companies trying to peddle their next supplement line, or influencers attempting to display the unwavered and unchallenged discipline by consuming 8 pounds of dry chicken and rice a day. Yet, even scientists misunderstood nutrition in the late redevelopment of the food pyramid, turning everything we knew upside down. Now later redeveloped and complicated, piggybacked off the charlatans and sales agents trying to make a quick buck who convinced middle-aged women that if you just buy our bundled packs of shakes and multivitamins, you'll lose every inch of belly fat and gain every inch of muscle you desire in 3 easy swips and swallows. Try saying that with a childish giggle. Governed by the diet fad and confusion of keto, intermittent fasting, carnivore, and such an awkward lifestyle here, blend of nonsensical nonsense. Have we gone too far down the study of nutrition, or do we need to pedal back our concepts in a more simplistic Occam's razor approach? Join us on our 3-part series of Rethinking Nutrition, where I'm going to, attempt to simply and effectively rationalize each element of micronutrients and your approach to nutrition in a justified, non-complicated, science-level approach. Just straight, realistic, manageable nutrition, suitable for a modern busy person in a modern business society. Protein. It's probably right now the most sexiest and exciting word right now, especially within the fitness obsessed community and supplement market. When it comes to anyone who gives a penny's worth care and interest for their health, fitness and goals, protein probably is on the top of your list of interest. When it comes to food, and I guess for fair reason, but in basic digestible terms, what is protein? And what does it mean? Well, the scientific explanation first, but I promise you there won't be too much of these. Protein are large complex molecules that play many crucial roles in the body. They do most of the work in cells and are required for the structure, function and regulation of the body's tissues and organs. What is protein synthesis? Muscle protein synthesis is the process of producing new muscle protein. Muscle protein synthesis and muscle protein breakdown rates determine muscle protein balance and changes in muscle mass. In other words, it's an important component of how the body ultimately maintains and builds muscle. Okay, in easily meaningful digestible terms, that also covers how muscle damage and muscle growth occurs. The key to building muscle is protein synthesis and allowing your cells to repair. Your skeletal muscle is made up of long fibrous chains containing proteins. Inside these long fibrous chains are bundles of thousands of fibers that make up an entire muscle itself. When someone engages in a workout, more specifically should I say a heavy or damaging workout, it creates many tears in the muscle fibers in the long fibrous chains inside your muscles, become damaged and slightly tear. The body will naturally repair these mini tears in the fibers, which result in a muscle that is larger, stronger and faster than previous. However, in order for your body to maintain muscle and grow muscle, it must have a sufficient amount of protein within these fibrous chains, which it absorbs and pulls from your nutrition. So in essence, you need to consume a certain basic level of protein to enable this process to naturally complete its cycle, to repair and maintain and grow easy. That's it. If you want to ignore the rest, just memorize that line. You need to consume a certain base level protein to enable this process to naturally complete its cycle, to repair, maintain and grow. Now, of course, protein is also responsible for other areas of your body and antibodies, enzymes, messenger proteins for the hormones, etc. But this, we're discussing protein in its muscle capacity. Okay, so the next logical analysis and direction you might want to look at is how much protein does my body and muscles require to fulfill its natural process? Great question. The short answer is we don't exactly accurately know for sure. The long answer is we can somewhat give you a ballpark figure in relation for your body statistics, muscle mass, etc., to which we can then further examine and get a more accurate figure as you develop. But one we can't entirely be sure of due to many factors, such as individuals' genetics, how much protein does your body actually utilize and absorb. But conclusion, you need an X amount of grams of protein to enable your body to be able to A, maintain your current muscle mass, and B, enable your body to able to complete its process of cellular repair, to enable further growth and maintenance. The common thumb rule you will see out on the internet would be 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. When it comes to bulking, 1.5 to 2 grams per pound of body weight. I personally, after years of practical use and learning, think this isn't exactly or accurate, but I agree it's a decent place to start for someone who doesn't consume enough protein. So, too much or too little protein? Is there any problems if you overconsume, or just to be on the safe side knowing that you're fulfilling your requirements? Or is it a downside to being conservative? The short answer is yes. Each will and can pose their own unique problems. But let's analyse the over-consuming side of things. There are two schools of argument for this. One being that too much protein is extremely hard-hitting for the kidneys to deal with. Many have extremely kidney problems through long-term vast overconsumption of protein. We know this. Another school argues that your body basically just pisses out any excess protein you consume, just like your body would piss out any excess vitamin B, for example. What a waste of money. Nevertheless, the question still remains, is it safer to consume more than possibly needed? Or is it safer to consume the minimum amount in attempts to side tackle your potential health complications? Only you'll be able to discern that through your own personal experiments. My advice, start off with a mid amount while continue to track your muscle gains and maintenance. If it's stable and progressive, you're good. After a few months, you may need to up that protein a little, but try and get away with the minimum amount. That's perfect for your requirements. Serving little to no potential health risks or long-term damage is the key to this. Now, absorption rates. When it comes to the amount of rate absorption of protein at which you intake from the protein, it's not as black and white as the consumer might conclude. For example, when it comes to red meat, specifically steak and mince, usually most studies show that 90%-ish protein from those are absorbed. Chicken is around 85%. However, the foods like beans, nuts are lower rate of the spectrum, 45 to 50% some studies show. Now these are debated topics still in the industry, but there is firm data for this. So yet again, we must carefully consider and analyse the foods you're consuming that's just solely for their protein content. Make the right decisions, don't complicate. Now, if you can't consume meat, you will need to find more efficient ways of doing this. My personal suggestion is working pea protein somewhere into your mix. Stuff like nuts and beans are more actually used nutritionally for the fat content opposed to the protein. And considering the facts we just stated in terms of the amount of absorption, it's definitely something to consider. Now, the main key to this, conclusion. Protein is essential and critical to many functions in your body, from structure, function, and regulation of the body's tissues and organs. And most importantly, that people like us are more concerned about the maintenance and development of muscle. The consumer must consider the information surrounding the amounts of protein required for you to be able to successfully sustain and grow your goals. Everyone needs may be slightly different for protein. Either find a coach that will do the investigation and groundwork for you, or track and analyze yourself. Protein is an important micronutrient, but it's worth its level, in my humble opinion, with carbs and fats. It's important, but certainly not the most critical aspect to focus on when it comes to taking on a fitness goal and journey. Sure, you'll see it plastered along every product for marketing purposes in shops and supermarkets, but it's just that, marketing. Okay, so you want a quick cheat code. Blueprint, plan in under 20 seconds? Here we go, hit the clock. Consume a variant of range of lean and non-processed foods rich in protein and high absorption rates such as chicken, turkey, tuna, salmon, eggs, mince, prawns, dairy products. Sometimes briskets on a Sunday if you want a big slap-up Sunday meal. Protein bars if you can't go a day without something sweet. And if you're vegetarian, pea protein, chickpeas in large amounts, mind you, and perhaps milk, maybe with added protein. These foods can all be consumed in whatever fancy, dancy, lovely, tasty way. Burgers, fajitas, chicken wraps, chicken curries, whatever. Just make sure it's a high in the main ingredient of any of these foods. And you should obtain a standard or above decent level of protein sufficient enough for your purposes without having to meticulously track every day. I've been Karl from the Orcs Den, and thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode of Rethinking Nutrition, Carbohydrates. As always, if you liked the video, please comment and subscribe below. And until next time, I'll see you then.